Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to a new review for Frieren Season 2. It's time episode 4, named, let me find it again. Hang on. Other People's Homes, which is a name that only started making sense at the end of it. But anyway, so a great episode. You can see, okay, wait, no, before I start it off, you can see the full reaction on Patreon right now for €5 a month. Um, Unedited and got like full reaction with picture in picture kind of deal. Uh, I had a lot to say during that reaction. My reaction, like video, is about an hour long. The episode is 24 minutes long, so I had a lot to say in it, and that's for a good reason because there were a lot of things really interesting in that episode. Um, so there was the whole date thing that I was kind of looking forward to, but I knew it wouldn't be like a great, awesome date that we can see in some romance anime or something like that because it's not a romance anime, and we're talking about two characters that are extremely awkward and I've only known like training and fighting that their entire life, essentially. But it was like it went better than expected. Um, because like I was thinking like maybe something bad will happen during the date and they will have to deal with it. Actually, no. It was just simply just a matter of Stark trying to find ways to make Fern happy and Fern not like daring to say anything to him until the end of the day, where she finally told him that yeah, it didn't go as well as it could have been. It could have gone rather. Um, so I say it during the reaction, but I'm not someone who can uh, judge a date based on how it is going because I don't have any experience in the matter. Like I don't think I've ever been on a date before. I might have gone on one, but without knowing it was a date. Like over a decade ago. But like I'm hopelessly clueless, so I wouldn't have noticed. If it was a date, I didn't notice that it was one. So yeah, I can't really judge the quality of the date here, but there were definitely some moments where I was like, Stark, you're not doing what like you're not doing some you're doing something wrong here. Like for example, when there was the like when Fern almost tripped and he helped her get back up. Like he made a comment about it being hard to work with her shoes, and then he just turned around. He just turned around. Like you don't just turn around. You make sure that the person is okay. You know, like you walk beside them. That's another problem also. Like Stark was working in front of Fern, which in my opinion is not something you should do in that sort of situation. Like even if you're leading the person somewhere, but if it's for a date, I don't think you should be in front of them. But it went better than I expected, and with a good like kind of uh, a good kind of point, I guess, about them being able to bond through what they've endured both, losing their family and their home very young, and being taken like being trained and by one of Himmel's friends each. And there was also something about uh, like Himmel also influencing Eisenhower because they both said the same thing regarding taking apprentices because it's what Himmel would have done. Like he, like I talked about it during the episode, but he, it's a theme that was the core basically theme of the first season, and that is still being shown here, and that is that he moves through little actions, not through defeating the Demon King, but through helping people with menial tasks and trivial stuff, change the world even more than if he had just defeated the Demon King and gotten done with it. And that's like, and that point is hammered by the episode near the end of it, where they show him all saying like, "Yeah, we could have gone through the northern plateau by boat. I mean, you could have gone around it by boat, but who would have helped the people living there? Like, who would have slain the monsters that constantly endanger the people that live in this place?" And like that just shows how unique Imol was as a person. Like he had a very unique way of seeing the world, um, and life in general. Like he didn't see the world as a series of like basically a bunch of like separated, I mean divided kind of places. He saw the world as a whole with like people living in each and every place, and each of these people having to deal with their problems and needing some help. And he also saw life as a series of challenges from which to learn from. Even if you even if you fail, you learn from it. And I mentioned it as well. The only moment we saw some negativity from him all, like I mean, at least some negativity showing up on his face, was when he made the wrong judgment about the demon girl. Where when he allowed her to live with the villagers and decided to go through with the village chief's uh, decision, like you can see that he wasn't he wasn't angry at the girl. He wasn't angry at anyone else but himself for letting it happen, for not accepting Frieren's words that demons can't be trusted. He still wanted to see some good, and of course, like he ended it badly, and that's the only time we've seen some negativity on his face, and I think it's because it hurt someone, and it even like led to someone's death. Like I think as long as it's as a failure is not harmful towards anyone, he just saw it as just another thing to learn from. But if it like if suddenly it led to someone else's harm, then it was something extremely dangerous. And I think actually I didn't mention it during the episode, and during the reaction, but I just realized it. There is technically another moment where we saw some semblance of negativity, and it's when Frieren told him the last words of the hero of the South to her, and that's where I understood, like, yeah, I have to see this through because someone gave their life to give me the opportunity to go through with it. And so like that's when his determination came through. Like before that it was probably saw the journey as mostly a we are going to simply help people along the way. And if we fail to defeat the Demon King, then too bad. But at least we'll have done some good. But as soon as he got the words from the hero of the South, like he probably locked the fucking, as they say, and just decided decided, yeah, no, we're going through, like we are doing all of this. Another part of the episode. Oh yeah, Frieren with braided hair looks very cute. Um, the gate to the northern plateau. I mentioned it because it's a very brief part of the episode. Like it's literally just 20 seconds stop, maybe even less than that. With like the interaction with a guard at the gate, and you learn so much in just a few seconds of interaction. You can see like how serious the guard is, like how like he has a menacing kind of tone to himself when he's seeing them approach. And then he takes the scroll, keeps his straight face, reads it still with his straight face, and only when he sees the mention of first class mage does he relax, like does his expression at least relax, and he talks in a warm way, and lets them through. And it says a lot about it that basically like they take this thing very seriously, of course, because there is a massive risk of monsters and demons attacking the southern territories. And it's probably something that is really tensing up, like that really tense people up a lot. Like it's probably a place where they live in constant anxiety and fear of something breaking through. And seeing a first class mage, which are known as the most powerful fighters in that world, probably like it's probably to him, he probably immediately thought, great, they will take care of some of the at least some of the monsters up there, and it will like make the entire place safer for us as well. And it's just a few seconds of interaction, but you learn so much about the way people must live around that place, which is incredible. Like it's not easy to put so much to make you learn so much with just a little scene. And so yeah, and then we have the fights. So the first few monsters, the gigantic golem which they have left alone, and I'm guessing it's for good reason. But Jesus Christ, what was that thing? And oh, but like we knew, of course, that the Northern Plateau was a dangerous place. We've been told the entire show that it is a dangerous place, and they did a great job at showing just how dangerous it is with just a few shots of a few monsters. And then we get the entire thing about the monster, um, the strong monster that is endangering uh, the nearby villages. And I can definitely understand the point of the villager saying that's where our family has always lived. We have so many memories here that we can't just leave. I know some people find it stupid, but for me, I can definitely see the wish, like the desire to attach to your traditions like that, and the fight itself, which was incredible. Like the animation kicked up a notch as always, and the soundtrack followed. Sorry, the soundtrack followed with that. And yeah, like definitely a harder fight, which required. Oh yeah, also, hang on. I mean, yeah, no, I couldn't finish what I was saying. It required teamwork, and I mean, not just teamwork, but a complete trust in each other to defeat. Because like, uh, Frieren didn't tell anyone about her plan. Of course, she couldn't because the monster could have heard it, and who knows if it could understand them. Um, but she had to trust that Fern would protect Stark because she had to take the risk of hurting him just to take down the monster. And also, like something, so I don't know if it's been the case before. I don't think so, but I did notice it like right away, of course, because it jumps right into your face. The fact that Fern's defensive shield, like I mean her defense magic, um, broke down into butterflies, into crystal butterflies. Like that is something that I find interesting because we haven't seen it so far, but it appears when she's protecting Stark. And since I don't know if there is any meaning to it, but it does feel interesting because we know that the butterfly has been here the entire time ever since um, ever since Frieren gave her air the air clip. But I don't know, it feels strange that suddenly we would see a new effect on her spell. I don't know if there's anything deeper to it. That's the thing there. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, overall, like, still a great episode as always. Like, this is a show that keeps on giving. You know, even if you keep on demanding, you keep on receiving exactly what you want, or at least what you need. And like, there's nothing negative to say necessarily about it. The only thing that I like mentioned at one point is when you have um like some of the animation thing um like there are some moments during the animation where the art style had to take a deep like a dive in quality because they couldn't just rely on having a background and then having moving characters on top, so they had to um, resort to putting a normal background, blurring it in very intensely, and then uh, animating some movement and animation uh, right on top of it to show like fast fast movements and stuff like that. But it it's something that happened in such quick moments that it doesn't necessarily have any sorry it doesn't necessarily have any negative kind of impact. But it definitely felt lot more present in that episode than in previous fights because they've done that technique before, including in the first season. Like during the dragon fight in the first season, there are moments where let me fix my neck. There are moments during the dragon fight in the first season where the art the art style quality definitely takes a dive because the background team and the animation team are not the same, probably. So like they don't have the same kind of quality to their work, and like you can't just animate every frame to be perfectly good unless you want to spend a lot more time on every episode and this and guessing a lot of more money. Also, so they have to take these um, detours to intentionally lower the quality to keep the animation fluid and to keep the action moving. But it's good that they only have to do this during action moments and not during any other moment in the show. During the rest of the show, they can just chill and have static backgrounds and moving characters and a few other things in the foreground or background, but not that much. But yeah, for animation, for fight animations, they need to be constantly moving. So like that's the only kind of negative thing there was here, but was a necessary. It was necessary for from a technical standpoint. So I guess it's not that much of a problem. So anyway, I don't think I have any more left to say in this review. I have already said a lot more um, during the reaction. I mean, there was a moment during the reaction where I went along on a tangent. So it was a tangent about like the fact that people tend to judge other people's appearance way too much, and I hate it. I absolutely hate the entire thing about like judging people's appearance and even giving it a number sometimes. Like I don't get why people love to do that when it's something that is completely subjective. It was a tangent I went on because I mentioned that I found Frieren cute with her braided hair, and I had to make sure that people knew that just because I call someone cute or something that they wear cute doesn't mean that I'm attracted to them. It just means I find them cute. Like I don't want people to assume that I'm immediately attracted to someone just because I call them cute. Because like for example in the Apothecary Diaries, I've called Jinshi handsome bunch of times. Like he is handsome. But it doesn't mean that I'm attracted to him. It just means I find it really handsome. I find him really handsome. Like there is just some beauty to the way he looks. And here it was same thing for Frieren. I mean, it was more of something adorable than necessarily beautiful. But like I will sometimes call characters cute or something they wear cute, and it doesn't mean anything other than it's cute. Because like a lot of people online assume that can't you somehow can't find someone cute without being attracted to them. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I barely understand people most of the time. So anyway, end of the rant. Before I go on another rant, because it was a 10 minutes rant in a reaction. I'm so sorry for anyone who watches the full reaction. Anyway, that was it for episode 4, so which was great. So next time we'll still be in the Northern Plateau. I'm expecting soon to encounter Weerbell again. Like we will absolutely see him again because it's Easter, and I'm guessing he knows where to get supplies and stuff like that. So I probably have to go through him at some point and possibly help in his war. Like maybe they actually help him so much. I mean, so in such a good way that it will shorten the war. I don't know. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's it for this reaction. For this review? Once again, you can see the full reaction on Patreon, uncut, uncensored, everything for €5 a month. And I guess I will see you in the next episode. So episode 5, which by the time I'm recording this, uh, will be released in about 12 hours. So that's nice. Um, I have to sleep before that. It's like 3 a.m. So anyway, goodbye.